Hello, this is a quick example of how bone structures work and how you can make one. I'm going to be using my character Shelly as an example of how to just make movement and pupils move. It's going to be cut and dry. In fact, you're not even going to have to draw my character here. You're just going to use essentially 5 circles to get it done. But as you can see, what I have is just he can move side to side, and I can move him around. And when I need him to look somewhere else, I have the bone for the eyes to look around. And that's all I'm going to show. Because honestly, I think just that's what a lot of people need to get things started. So first thing we're going to do is make a new layer down here on the left hand side on the bottom. Everything for your puppet is going to be in the drawing layers. All your parts, all the pieces. If you look at my Shelly, you can see everything's here. No need for the transform layer. You're gonna love this transform layer. You don't even have to touch it for the most part with bones and rigging. So we're gonna start fresh. We are. Let's see here. Make change a secondary color. So we're just gonna make 5 circles. We're gonna make one, and then we're just gonna quickly switch this out. I want it to. There we go. So I just made it so the inside's filled with white and the outside is black. And we're gonna duplicate it, but first we're gonna name it. This is gonna be the right eye. And we're gonna duplicate that. And then this one is gonna be the left eye. And we're just gonna move it over. And I want it to look, I want to be facing to the left. So all you gotta do is swap these two. And there we go. You got the eyes, the shell, which same thing is just one circle. Obviously, it looks better when I draw it, but like I said, we're keeping this real simple. And then we want to make sure it's in the back. There we go. All right, 3 circles down. And then this one, we're just going to name shell. Nope. Whoopsie. All right, so now we need the pupils. So for the left eye, bam. Or the left pupil right there. Oh. Always back up. This thing is saved. That I know it's annoying how many times it's popped up, but it has saved me a lot of work before. All right. This is going to be left pupil. And then duplicate. And this one's going to be the right pupil. And then we're just going to move that one over. And then obviously it's got to be above the eyeball. I'm going to position it kind of where I want the default to be. And just because this is my little character, I just want to quickly give him his normal color shell. There we go. All right. There we go. We have a character. We have my character. This is the basic form of it. Now I can show you how to make some quick, easy bones work. So in order for the bones to work, I mentioned it's all in the drawing layers. It's also all in the group. So everything has to be in one folder because that folder is where the effects are. If you try to make a bone here and just for the people and just for like the shell, it's gonna say, "Hey, you can't do that. It doesn't work that way." It has to be all in one folder. So we're just gonna go to effects, and then we're gonna go to bones. And by default, we're ready to add bones. So we just need 2. One of them is going to be to move his whole body left and right. That's all we need. So I'm going to put that up. Now we switch to the movement, which is the left side here. Oh, sorry, the bottom. The bottom bones with the little cursor. Now we can move the whole thing left and right. So we have to bind all these layers, or almost all these layers, to the bone. Because if we want to add another bone, for instance, for the pupils, all right, we can add another bone. But then if you look at, once we start moving things around, It's a little bit it's a little warped. It's a little messy. It's a little messy. And that's because the bones don't know what they're supposed to stick with, right? I want the bone here to be just for the pupils. So to do that, we're gonna bind the main bones to everything except for the pupils. So we're just gonna go to you just tap on it, edit bone binding, and we're gonna do each layer. I did this in the beta. I don't know now if there's a faster way to do this. I haven't messed around with the official 2.0 yet, but pretty much bind to bone. And then you're going to do it again. Edit bone binding. See, you can see there's the first one we made. So now we're going to bind the left eye. And then edit bone. And then do the shell. Now all that's binded. So now that these bones are all binded, everything's binded to this bone except for these pupils, we now want to bind these pupils right here. So we're going to edit bone binding, that pupil, edit bone binding, that pupil. So now, see, just the eyes move, but when we rotate it, everything rotates together. So look at that. So now you already have a character that can kind of look around. You know, you just move it back and forth, but everything stays together. The eyes stay there, and then it's just a matter of keyframes. My animations, if you watch them, my characters kind of jump and are a little quirky. That's just my personal aesthetic. You can make it very smooth with keyframes. So if I wanted him to like do a little jump, let's just do 16 frames. I could, if you open the keyframes here, you can see each bone has its own set of keyframes, which is very important when you're doing everything. So you have to think of it like when you make them move, you want to move one part at a time. So if I want to make him jump and then his eyes look up and down with the jump movement, first thing I'm going to do is just make the whole body move. So, which is this bone right here. So I was just going to make this real quick. So we're just going to do 5 and we're going to move it up. And you can see bone position. There's the keyframe. And then he's going to come back down to the exact same spot. We're just going to do a quick copy paste. And if I play it, woo, that's it. Now I want the eyes to move. So now we're going to go to the other bone, where the pupils are. And now you can kind of position it. Say at 5, he's at the highest. I want him to look up. And then when he's going down, I want him to look downward. So as a frame 12, he's going to look down. So now he goes boink. Kind of does a little up, down, a little swirl of the eyes. And that's it. So there you have it. Now you have just a basic bone. Like you have 2 bones, but you have a character. Move their eyes around, look around. If that's all you needed, if you just wanted to kind of get an idea with the group and the folders and things like that, great. I'll show you a little more detail of my actual Shelly puppet if you want to know how I have the pupil staying inside of the eyes, because obviously this doesn't work well. So this is actually my very first Shelly puppet, because what's nice about ToonSquid is the fact that you don't just rig something and you're done. You can improve and upgrade. So instead of having to go back and redraw a character and redo everything, you can add in things. And so this is extra. I want to make a separate video going in more deep details about things, but for now I just want to show you, because it might give you a better idea. Because you can see it's a lot more complicated the way I have it. So a few things you can see, I have symbols, alright, because the symbols, this is what allows me to make my character blink. Whenever I'm doing an animation, and I'm like, oh, I need Shelly to blink real quick. Right? Now, blink. Ooh. Blink. Just like that. And since you can bind symbols with the bone, that was probably the most exciting thing I realized when I was messing around. Because that helps a lot. It means that no matter where I move Shelly, as long as the blink symbol is connected to it, he's going to blink in the proper spot. Now, the reason why his pupils will not move away is because I have my pupils toggling as a mask with the eyes. So when I move them around, they're gonna stay inside. Yeah, they'll disappear, sure, but at least that gives you more like his eyes actually it turns and his pupil hides behind the other eye, and so I'm keeping it nice and neat inside. And that's all I'm gonna show. Hopefully, I feel like that's gonna actually help a lot of people out with just starting and experimenting. There are other things with the bones. For example, sometimes the strength is an important part. Sometimes you don't want any strength or want barely any strength to a bone. That's all it's just messing around, fiddling with things. And I do want to make another one of these. I was trying to keep this one simple and quick. Because my other character, Larry, is just like one step above. Because he's got 3 parts and he has a mouth. So I have symbols for him blinking, for him talking, like happy face, like with a happy mouth, sad mouth, different pupils, all that fun stuff. Let me know if you like this. Go watch my little animation shorts. I've been making, I made like a dozen of these ever since I got to join the beta, and I'm so excited. I can actually show the process now. And my ToonTuber model I'm using to teach this, I also has bones. And because of that, I was able to move it around and make it do what I wanted to a lot easier and a lot faster. And that would be more of an advanced setup. But let me know if this helped, and I'll see you guys another time.